XLM is now nearing our crucial target on this chart. We've been talking about a few levels on this chart over the last couple weeks. The first major one was about roughly 30 cents. That was basically the monthly high of back in May. And then now we just lost that May high, and this is causing a cascade on the price chart. Now, the key thing to watch here, and the main thing that I am focused on, is this level here holding. This is about roughly 22 cents. I want this to hold because if we lose that 22-cent level, the next crucial key area of support, or at least major focus, would be retesting the highs going all the way back to 2023. And this is right around roughly 18 cents. And I don't think that XLM stops there. I think that this probably gets a little bit more exaggerated back down into like the 16-cent region, which is why I want to see us hold this level of support. We are at those crucial moments in this space essentially for a lot of these altcoin charts, and XLM is not the only one, but we are definitely focused on this. Now, I will say RSI hitting the lowest point since going all the way back to July of 2024, which is crazy to look at. I mean, listen, this chart is obviously oversold. A lot of altcoins right now are extremely oversold, but the problem right now is that it's not just about altcoins, it's about Bitcoin. When is Bitcoin going to end this downward push? What's happening right now in this space? And I did address this even in the video earlier today when I was talking about XRP. What I was mainly looking at and what I was really watching for is for Bitcoin to fill a fair value gap. Crypto exchanges are not safe. It does not matter the size of the exchange either. Bybit, the fourth largest crypto exchange by trading volume, recorded one of the largest crypto hacks in history back in February, where $1.4 billion was stolen. And if we're looking at some of the top 10 crypto hacks in history, most of these are resulting from major exchanges. So where do we store our crypto outside of cold storage devices? Well, ITrustCapital offers premium custody accounts, which is one of the safest places to store your crypto because these are fully closed loop systems which are designed to isolate and protect assets. And the best part about this is that if you are holding digital assets on their platform, they can only be withdrawn in USD linked to a US bank account, which means no external wallet connections can happen, which reduces the exposure to phishing or unauthorized transfers. So if you guys do want to tap into one of the safest places to lock up your crypto, you could sign up utilizing my link down in the description below right now, where you deposit $1,000 and you get a free $100 funding bonus today. Now, that fair value gap, we are still right in the middle of it almost. This fair value gap goes all the way back to April, and you can see it right here is the gap. It's about 86.5K to about 92.8K. We are now starting to dip into this. Now, is this going to give us a certain bottom for Bitcoin? No, nothing is certain, but the main thing that we are watching for is if we bottom within this range, because if we don't and we start to push even lower, it does. I mean, even just going back to XLM, right? This would essentially be that high in May getting lost, where we lose 77.7K on Bitcoin and we just go into a cascade down even lower. This would essentially, in my opinion, confirm that we are in a bear market, which is why I want to see us bottom here soon. And we should technically be bottoming out here soon, especially just going off of a few factors like how oversold Bitcoin actually is. And if we are looking at this on the weekly, Bitcoin just reached the lowest point on this chart since going all the way back to the end of the 2022 bear market. So the focus now with Bitcoin is we need a major reversal, and that will help altcoins recover quickly. But until then, we need to be very cautious with price action on a lot of these altcoins, and we need to focus on those crucial levels. And the crucial level here is about roughly 22 cents on XLM. Now, for those that don't really care about the short-term view of things and you don't care about the short-term path with price action, what's happening around Stellar right now? What's going on? Is there some pretty big things upcoming? Yeah, there is. I want to go over this. I want to first start off with events because there is an event upcoming in December, and this is Stellar House is coming to Miami. So in just a few weeks, we're taking Stellar House to Miami. This one-day event brings together leaders in blockchain, finance, and culture for firesides, panels, creative activations, and more. Now, I'm very excited about this because, obviously there's going to be a lot of great discussions at this event. And I just feel as if almost every single major event this year for any project, it could be Stellar, it could be even around XRP and Ripple, every single one of these events have been met with a big announcement, a big expansion, a partnership, something like that. And it takes me back to Meridian, right? We addressed Meridian through my media company, right? The Web3 Alert, where we were talking about how this Stellar Meridian was one for the ages, because at Meridian this year, we got an announcement around $300 million in RWAs were expected to come onto the Stellar network. This got announced at Meridian. We witnessed stablecoin integrations and infrastructure development. We also witnessed stablecoin launches, like for example, PYUSD. We also witnessed Ondo's USDY coming to Stellar as well. There is so much announced at Meridian, and I feel as if this is why we need to really put a spotlight on these events. I know that a lot of people will say, oh, these events mean, absolutely nothing for crypto, but no, these events are crucial, especially for getting a glimpse into the ecosystem, to understand what's happening around the ecosystem, what's coming for the ecosystem. And this is why these events need to be focused on. Is this going to be a big one like Meridian? Is it going to be as big? No, not exactly, but I still think there's going to be some great discussions happening at this event, especially around, real estate tokenization with Red Swan. So I'm very excited about this one. I think everyone should tap in if you can. And outside of that, talking more so about tokenization, I mean, guys, take a quick look at Stellar right now around RWAs. We have over $650 million tied back to RWAs. We're starting to see the stablecoin market cap pick up in a big way as well, which I'm very happy about. Most of that is coming from a few things like Paxos and AUDC. We recently talked about that. And then also, of course, USDC is starting to pick up as well. I'm waiting to see, there hasn't been a very good way to track a lot of value so far with RWA.xyz. They've been updating a few things, which is why all of this is zeroed out on the right side. I want to be able to track how much volume is moving through Stellar with stablecoins, because I think that that's going to give us a great little glimpse into the stablecoin side of Stellar to really see what's happening with these stablecoins, because we know that there's well over almost $300 million tied back to stablecoins on Stellar. I wouldn't doubt for a second that there's a significant amount of transfer volume happening on Stellar as well through these stablecoins. So I'm waiting to see if we get to track that or not. I know that RWA.xyz has been pretty slow on a few things, so I'm just going to give them a little bit of time until we do get to track that, but I'm looking forward to it. Now, let's talk about the Q3 report that just dropped back in the beginning of the month. I wasn't able to do a report on this. There was a lot of things that did, sidetrack me, but regardless of that, we did get a big update from Stellar, and we have here developer activity up 37%, smart contracts hitting 1 million per day, 5.4 billion flowing through the network. Q3 report just dropped. And here we have 37% full-time dev growth, 8x times in terms of the industry. Developer engagement up 70% quarter over quarter as well, and hackathons, workshops, and DevRel activations. And by the way, that's another reason why a lot of these events are so crucial to focus on, is just dev engagement and activity. We typically start to see a lot of developers taking these networks seriously when they get a glimpse into what is, possible on these networks. And, typically at these events, that's where they do get a glimpse into that. But let's go and take a quick look at the Q3 report. We have scaling what works, growing stronger. So right off the bat, we have real utility, real scale. Q3 2025 marked another quarter of measurable growth and real-world adoption across the Stellar ecosystem. From record RWA volumes to developer acceleration, Stellar continues to prove that open networks can deliver institutional-grade trust and usability at scale. Performance that scales. So the Stellar network kept its momentum through Q3, faster, cheaper, and more reliable than ever. More than 1 billion operations were processed this quarter, which is a plus 70% quarter over quarter gain, with 99.99% uptime and an average ledger close of 5.76 seconds. Transaction fees stayed near zero at a fraction of a penny per operation, keeping Stellar among the most efficient blockchains in the world. According to ChainSpec, Stellar now ranks number 4 globally for actual network usage, proof of real traction, which, by the way, is a very big thing to focus on because, again, a lot of these networks aren't really being utilized much at all, and still a lot of them are in, like the top tier list, which I find crazy. Developers building for real world as well. Stellar's developer community continues to outpace the broader market. Full-time developers grew 37% year to date, and overall Stellar's developer base is growing nearly 8 times the industry average. While engagement in hackathons and activations rose 70% quarter over quarter, smart contract activity reached an all-time high of 1 million invocations per day, which is a plus 700% quarter over quarter gain, and new ambassadors expanded across LATAM and APAC. Developers are choosing Stellar because it's practical, high performance, and proven. And of course, we do have utility at scale, RWAs, and DeFi. So quarter 3 reinforced Stellar's position as the home for RWA market cap hit 562 million plus 14% quarter over quarter, with total supply up 20%, while cross-border RWA payments reached an all-time high of 5.4 billion, which is also an additional plus 27% quarter over quarter gain. Major issuers, Franklin Templeton, WisdomTree, Ondo, Centrifuge, and Mercado Bitcoin, continue to expand the network's institutional footprint. DeFi mirrored that momentum. TVL grew 71% to 144 million, a 3.6x increase year over year. Projects like Blend, Beans, and Etherfuse are making yield and credit accessible for everyday users, while integrations with Layer 0, Near Intense, Centrifuge DRWA, and Ondo USDY connect the Stellar to 95 plus networks across the broader DeFi economy. Now, institutional trust, proven reach. Quarter 3 delivered key enterprise milestones. Visa added Stellar to its stablecoin settlement network. MoneyGram launched its next-gen wallet in Colombia using USDC on Stellar. Through the Stellar disbursement platform, partners including GIZ, UNDP, and the World Food Program processed 4.2 million year to date, plus 50% quarter over quarter, and PayPal's PYUSD launched on Stellar, extending regulated digital dollars to 400 million accounts and 35 million merchants worldwide. From impact to enterprise, Stellar continues to bridge global finance and open technology. And of course, we do also have product momentum. Stellar's biggest upgrade since smart contracts, Whisk, went live in September, introducing parallel execution, faster block times, and unified token events. Next, Protocol 25 will add ZK-ready cryptography, advancing privacy-enabled compliant forward applications. On Stellar, privacy is the bridge to trust, configurable, auditable, and built for scale. Momentum ahead. At Meridian 2025 in Rio, more than 1,000 attendees from 65 countries and 229 companies transacted 425,000 XLM through Meridian Pay. As the ecosystem looks forward to Meridian 2026 at Yas Marina Circuit in Abu Dhabi, the message remains clear. Stellar is scaling what works and growing stronger. And yeah, listen, this was another strong quarter. The thing that I am focused on here is that we are constantly seeing so much growth happening around these networks. Like, again, this year has been huge for these networks in terms of fundamentals. I hate that everything is being overshadowed right now by price action. Remember, we're still tied back to Bitcoin. We have yet to decouple away from Bitcoin. Almost every single altcoin is still tied back to Bitcoin. And even looking at the altcoin season index, we can clearly see that Bitcoin is still the one in the driver's seat. Even when we are looking at the dashboards and we're looking at Bitcoin dominance, altcoins are not the focus right now. It's still Bitcoin, which is why everything's getting dragged down with Bitcoin. And I hate that all of this is getting overshadowed by Bitcoin selling off. These projects, these networks, they are becoming extremely adopted. They're getting extremely populated with new use cases, new users, and the volume across them as well with RWAs and stablecoins, it's surging. But again, nobody's actually paying attention because at this moment, why would anyone want to pay attention? When the price action is down significantly the way that it is, I mean, XLM is back only to 29% in the last year gained. So most of this space now has completely wiped out retail in a sense of most of them have kind of exited the space. They went on to do their own thing. Engagement is significantly lower now. Most of these projects are getting ignored. Nobody's really here participating in crypto, and it's because of the sell-off. It's because of the sell-off, and it's because of the fact that, if we are thinking about XLM, right? XLM is still, it's 300 and almost 65 days since a new high on this chart. Almost one whole year we have been selling off and chopping to the side, which is why momentum and excitement around these projects has died out. Nobody cares about the facts. Nobody's caring about, the fundamentals. They're not looking at the stats here. But if we actually care about the project, if we're focused on this, if we are, researching, then we are coming to the conclusion that every single quarter for Stellar so far has been bigger than the last. And we are constantly seeing more and more growth. We're starting to see more and more engagement, more integrations, more partnerships. And this is so crucial to focus on, especially for the long-term success of Stellar. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.